Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel where we have great conversations and restore healthy mindset. So in today's video, this lady warns women not to move in with their boyfriend. Let's take a look.
I didn't listen when it was told to me, so maybe I can help somebody else out. Please, please, please do not move in with your boyfriend or girlfriend until you're married. Or unless you know for certain they're the one. Because I get not everybody aspires to marriage. But just always be careful. And even when you live with somebody, always have your own. Because if things go left or you have to move out or whatever the situation is, like, you need to make sure that you're taken care of.
If your goal is to be married, moving in with your boyfriend or the man in your life is a bad idea. Get the ring, girl. Men feel really comfortable too soon without even realizing it. Anyways, this brought me to people's reaction about ladies moving in with the men without getting marriage benefits. Men and women are commenting and giving opinion about these actions. Let's get into it. I'll be back to share my opinion. And drop your thoughts in the comments.
I see a lot of people in the comments saying, "Oh, you never really know who a man is until you live with him, and you see how it is." Now, argumentatively speaking, while that could be true, when you are living in a space with somebody 24/7, and you get to see how they live and how they actually are in their true colors, you should not have to go to the full extent of living with somebody to understand exactly the type of person that they are. I feel like you should be learning from other people's mistakes so that you can mitigate the risk and not make those same exact mistakes. See, guys are not Oscar award winning actors. All it really is you paying attention to what's in front of you, how they speak, how they act, their habits, what they tend to do and what they don't do. This is you paying attention to this person and already just summing up the type of person that they would be if you decided to actually move in with them. This is like the epitome of somebody saying, "Oh, if you have a baby, then this is going to bring you closer," when in actuality, it's just going to trap you. Moving in should not be your last resort, because I promise you it comes with more problems that you could have avoided if you would have just paid attention in the first place. I live my life very humbly and vicariously through everybody and their experiences. So what this allows me to do is actually, take different routes that I see to avoid, any inconveniences whatsoever that I don't need in my life at all. So you can spend hours together, hang out, be cuddled up, laid up all day. But at the end of the day, if you are not married, please go home, okay? I promise you that you are going to save so much more energy than actually trying to move in with this person and then figuring out that, oh, we weren't meant to be together.
If you can't afford to live in an apartment by yourself and pay rent by yourself, you should not move in with your boyfriend, okay? Because you're going to be in a relationship with him and you're not going to want to be in it anymore. But you're not going to break up with him because you have an apartment. You just moved out of your parents' house and you don't want to go back home because that's embarrassing. So you're just going to prolong this terrible, terrible relationship when you would have been out if you could have paid for rent by yourself and lived by yourself, but you couldn't. Like, just don't do that to yourself. Just don't move in if you can't afford rent by yourself. Just wait a little bit, get a little money, and then move out.
Buyers to marriage.
Not to be Debbie Downer, I'm going to just say take it on a case-by-case basis. But 2007, 2008, I was messing with somebody. And she was like, after like 7 months, she was like, "Hey, you want to move in together? I'll move in at her place." And I was like, let's see. Let's think about it first for a little while. Let's see how things go. And probably not even 30 days later, she broke up with me. Now, if I had moved in with her, I would have been homeless, because I would have got rid of my townhouse apartment. I had a 222, 2 floors, 2 stories. 2 stories, 2 bed, 2 bath townhouse. Yeah, I would have been up shit's creek without a paddle. But that old inner child, that inner monologue said, no, don't do it, Ronnie. Stay in your place. And I'm so glad I did. But yeah, take that shit on a case-by-case basis. But do what's best for you in your relationship. Don't listen to everybody. Do what's best for you in your relationship. Y'all be well on this Monday morning or afternoon or whenever you read this.
You know what's really getting me though? I see a lot of people in her comments saying, well, you won't really know who somebody really is until you move in and you get to really see what they... And to a certain extent, I'm not going to deny that. You could genuinely find out exactly who somebody is, you know, or even more about somebody when you're in the same space as them 24/7, right? I also feel like a lot of people aren't really learning from other folks' mistakes, right? You don't have to go to full length to go live with somebody to figure out exactly who they are. People are not Oscar award-winning actors. If you're paying attention to how they speak, how they carry themselves, right? Certain things about, like, it's really about paying attention, paying close attention to what's going on in front of you. You don't have to move in to find this out. I try to live this life in the humblest way possible. I'm learning from everybody. I'm learning from their experiences, right? I'm not going to sit here and say because I'm me, it's going to be completely different for me. Does that make me live in fear? No. What it allows me to do is find different routes. Figure out different ways to find people out. That's literally what that allows me to do. Let me tell y'all something, right? I would much rather eat rocks for the rest of my life than move in with somebody I'm not married to. Stay away from me. We could spend hours together. You know what I mean? We could go out. We could do it, sleep over, but go home.
I would honestly second not to live with the man until you're married, honestly, because you're playing a dangerous game. And a lot of the times, you guys just, not to be rude, but a lot of people move in with like their boyfriends and they don't know them well enough. So the advice is always something that my mom has always told me and that I have learned from my family members. But I will never forget the day that one of my cousins told me to do this. She told me that I should live with the man by myself and that, you know, I should just try it out. That's how I knew that she secretly had to hate me. Had to. Because she had an experience where she lived with the man and they were together and they were going to be engaged after moving in and it didn't go well. I just never understood how you had such a horrible experience dealing with a man that you lived with, but yet you're giving me that as advice.
When I was 24 years old, my grandmother gave me some very sage advice. May her soul rest in peace. She said to me, if you ever live with a man, make sure you have your own money and make sure you have your own things. Because it doesn't matter how much you love that man and you think that man love you, a man is still a man, so always have a plan for yourself. And that never left me. I was always a saver because I grew up with my grandmother and that's what old people do, specifically children of the Depression. And she grew up poor in Jamaica, so I always saved. But on that day, I made an extra effort where I always had something put to the side where you keep that to yourself. That is your break glass in case of an emergency plan. Because you could have the best man in the world, and some people do, and they never have to use it, or they use it for both people in the relationship. But just in case something happened, always have your other plan. Even if it's $1,000 to get out of where you are because it has become unsafe, or $10,000 for you to go start a whole new life somewhere completely different. Sidebar. And this is the other reason why I think nursing is important. Nursing's not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? Are there avenues you can take with your nursing license to make a lot of money? Yes. But nursing provides you with a set of skills that if you are in a bad situation, you have a clean license, you can go start over, make you some money, and take care of yourself and your kids. So ladies, stay vigilant and always have a plan.
Have a night, you're.
And I just want to add on to that, I always advocate for that. Like, I don't care who you is. I don't care who you married to, who you date, who you engaged to. I don't care about none of that. I always say, it don't matter what type of situation I'm in. I don't care if I live with my man. I don't give a damn if me and my man live separate. Whatever it is, I'm always be able to take care of myself. I don't care if I'm a housewife and I'm getting taken care of. You best believe I'm going to have some money on the back end. Because it's like, I understand, you know, because you're supposed to be married to that person. You're supposed to be committed and all this and the third. But if shit hit the fan, what you going to do? That nigga kick you out. What you going to do? So you the housewife. You ain't got no money. Right, you depend on him for everything. Now what you gonna do? Especially if you got kids. What you gonna do? I mean, you can put him on child support, I guess. But like, what you gonna do in the meantime? And I understand people got family and stuff they can live with, but that nigga your everything, and you depend on everything for him, that shit gonna fuck you up. And I'm gonna be 21. I ain't never lived with no man, and if I ever do, best believe I'm gonna still have myself on the back end, always.
Stop moving in with these men. You don't need to live with him. Stop moving in. Stop moving in. Stop shacking up and cohabitating with these men, okay? I have a girl in my group who's split in custody of a dog. I have a girl in my group who he can't afford to live on his own, baby. They roommates and she can't get him off the lease. I have a girl in my group that's being stalked over an air mattress that they have, or a mattress that they have in a storage unit. Stop. Stop. It is a terrible idea. Are there exceptions to this rule? Absolutely. But you and Tyreek ain't one of them, baby. You and Tyreek are not the exceptions to the rule. Stop moving in with these men. It is a terrible idea, okay? And I need y'all help on this. Since if I'm wrong, put me out of business, okay? If I'm wrong, put me out of business. If you are a lady who has moved in with a man and it was a terrible idea, comment the house emoji below and teach the girls behind you.
Do not move in with him. Take it from me. Do not move in with him. Please, ladies, if you've never lived alone and had your own apartment, do not move in with a guy. If you've only been dating for less than a year or two, do not move in with him. Like, these men are so different once you're behind closed doors with them. It's insane. It's like they have like this complete switch once they get comfortable, a different level of comfortable with you. Do not move in with him. If you're in your early 20s, enjoy your early 20s. You have the rest of your life to move in with a man. Do not do it now. Like, please do not do it now.
I watched a video on here. This woman got ghosted after 7 years. She was on here crying, telling her story how she got ghosted after 7 years after she decided to pick up and move her whole entire life, move across country for this man, right? Let me tell you why that is the absolute worst idea that you can ever do in your life, especially with no ring on your finger, right? This man is already established in his city, okay? He has everything he needs and everything he wants, and he also knows his way around. He has everything he wants in his city already. You have nothing. So if y'all break up, you are going to have to move out, okay? And it's going to take you a little bit longer because you have no family, you have no friends, you have no help. He literally allowed you to uproot your whole entire life for him, and now he ghosted you after 7 years. But he waited until you decided to move there so that he could isolate you and so that you could be by yourself. Men will do that. Do not move in with these boyfriends, okay? These dudes definitely don't mean you no good, especially in today's society, right? These men will play with your head and fuck it up until you decide to move in with them, and then they just disregard you like you're trash. And now you have nowhere to go, you have no family, you have nothing. And they will move on with the next bitch. Do not move in with these boyfriends. If you are going to move in with a boyfriend, make sure you have your own money. Make sure you have your own income. Make sure you are good, okay, financially. That way, if anything does happen, you can leave with the quickness. I will never encourage a woman to move in with a boyfriend. And I will also never encourage a woman to uproot her whole life for a man. I personally don't think you should be moving in with a man unless you're married. Because literally, as a boyfriend, he can literally, I'm tired. I'm done with this. At any time, like, and you're just like, what? I have nowhere to go. I have no family here. You know that. I moved here so we could be closer together. Like, what? And it's always the woman uprooting her life, right? It's never the man moving across country for his woman. You know, it is very, very tricky. I do not recommend. But like I said, if you are gonna do it, cool. Just make sure you have move out money or backup money anytime, okay? Because anything can happen. He starts cheating on you and he's like, well, where you gonna go? You have nowhere to go. You ain't got no money. You have nowhere to go. Bam. Now I got you. Now you're stuck, right? He starts beating on you. Well, where you gonna go? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no family. You have nowhere to go. Boom. Now you're stuck. Just make sure you have your own, okay?
Don't move in with no man. I don't care how hard it gets. I don't care what he'll pay for, how much he love you. Because when everything get bad, he starts struggling. He gonna want you to do everything. Well, he the one promise you everything.
If he asks you to move in with him, he wants to use you. Yes, he wants to use you. And if you agree, I put this to you, you are a pick-me woman. Think of it this way. When a woman moves in with a man before getting the ring, you get to give him all the benefits of a wife. The cleaning, the cooking, emotional dependency, his laundry. You probably get to split bills and do all of the chores because you've assumed yourself to take up the role of a wife. Tell me, how is that man going to commit to deeper level of relationship with you when you already offer him benefits of getting a wife for free? Because it's getting these benefits, it can become too comfortable and delay engagement plans while you are there patiently waiting for marriage commitment. And this might even cause you to start feeling insecure about where you stand in his life. That is if he has not even gaslighted you. There are even cases where these men dump and move on with another woman. They never get to propose after benefiting as much as he could from his girlfriend. Don't move in with a man and give all the wifey treatment. Save that benefit for someone who values you and makes you the prize. A man knows who he wants. He doesn't need months of relationship, years of relationship to know who he wants. From the moment he meets that person, he knows what he wants. Stop making excuses for these men. If he wants to wife you, it doesn't need to take him a long time to make that decision. Some women will say, okay, but I'm not moving into his. He's moving into mine. Girl, it's the same thing. What kind of man will lower his standard and move in with a woman? It just means he doesn't have a thick skin. It means that when real matters come up, when real life challenges come up, he won't be able to stand up as a man and do what he should. Do not be misled. You might regret it. Don't move in with any man until he's engaged to you. Get that ring and get married. Marriage is on another level and men know this. It's high time we ladies begin to learn to be selfish. Meanwhile, this video is not for women only. It's for both men and women. The moment you move in with each other, what you are telling yourselves is that marriage is not part of the plan. Yes, you're trying to tell each other that you are cool with the bare minimum in relationship. Living with somebody can make you a totally different person. Have your own money. Have your own house. Get your life together. Don't move in with any man until it is fully fixed into marriage. Get that ring and paper signed. If anything happens, that is your backup. Hey guys, let me know what you think about moving in together before getting married. I want to know your thoughts. Drop them in the comment section. Remember to air your opinions respectfully, okay? And share this video with someone who you want to be part of this conversation. When you like this video, it makes YouTube to share my video with more people who would like to be part of this conversation. More women need to become wise enough not to move in with any man, no matter the promise, even if he has all the money in the world, even if he's the richest man on earth. Get some self-respect. Don't move in with him. You don't want to start giving wifey duties and regret it later. If you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Like, join this community of people who have great conversations, and check the page. That's what we do over here. We have great conversations over here. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share with people. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video.